Now, one of the speakers at that summit was Harriet Lamb with International Alert. I spoke with her, and she says it's important to keep dialogue and conversation open despite all the skepticism.
We have never seen so many people on the move, whether displaced in their country or becoming refugees, since the Second World War. And overwhelmingly, the crises today are caused by conflict, and they're lasting longer than ever. So the combination is an incredible strain being put on humanitarian organisations, on those who respond to emergencies, and the system is almost at breaking point. So it's a chance for really everybody to get together and think, what can we do to reform the system? How can we better equip the world to respond to these emergencies, and above all else, to prevent conflicts happening in the first place?
So do you believe there will be concrete measures, concrete decisions, decisions of substance, I should say, that will be made at this conference?
Oh, absolutely. That will be the acid test of this conference. And already some good announcements have been made, putting the spotlight on the absolute importance of making sure that children get an education. There's been another initiative looking at how can we really improve the effectiveness and the efficiency of the United Nations and other aid agencies in return for putting more money into emergencies. But the key will really be absolutely how that translates into change on the ground in the way we respond, and in particular, how world leaders really begin to prioritise intervening early to prevent wars happening in the first place, so that not only are we having to mop up the consequences, care for people, try to help build peace, but that we're actually doing that before the conflicts break out, that we're responding much more quickly. And of course, the test of that will be to be told over the years to come.
What about financial contributions? How important is that in this summit?
Oh, absolutely. It's critical that world governments are ready to put up more money to help deal with the humanitarian crisis. It's an absolute tragedy to see the refugees really pushed up against the wall and barely able to survive. And it's also clear that we need to put much more money into helping build peace, even right in the middle of conflicts. If we could really invest in working at the grassroots with organisations, that can help create the conditions in which we can make the peace deals and ensure those peace deals hold. So to give you one example, International Alert, we've been working with children refugees, whether in Syria or whether in Lebanon, really helping them give a chance to see that there is another future, there's another way that's not just about violence.
There is some cynicism about the summit by aid organizations. Médecins Sans Frontières call it a fig leaf of good intentions. Oxfam called it an expensive talking shop. So how do you convince the cynics, those who are skeptical, that this is a good starting point, because at least the conversation is starting here?
I mean, I think that's absolutely the key. You have to start somewhere. And this is a starting point of really putting firmly on the world's agenda that we've got to reform the way in which we respond to crises. And above all else, we've got to respond in a much more long-term way. That it's not about just responding today, fast, tomorrow, to a quick emergency. It's about really looking at the way we believe in years that it takes to really respond in a way that can build the long-term underpinning of peace.
If you like what you just saw, follow us on social media and visit our website, CCTV-America.com.